College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. The first of our doubleheader has us up in Olean, New York, where St. Bonaventure welcomes in the Rams of VCU. Hey everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Walker. Happy to be with you from Western New York. All right, so both of these teams receive first place votes in the preseason poll, but they haven't totally lived up to those expectations.
They haven't, but VCU has turned it around. As you mentioned, an 11-game road streak, which is phenomenal. 5 games in the conference they've won in a row, and they came off a tough win at Davidson. Right, they are playing in a tougher place tonight in the Reilly Center. The question is, what St. Bonnie's teams shows up?
Yeah, we'll talk about their home road splits in just a little bit, but let's talk about VCU's defense. It is the reason that they've won 5 straight conference games.
Yeah, Ryan Odom has done a tremendous job in emphasizing playing defense. It's stifling. They have length, toe to the wall. He's a goalie back there. He's quantity. That length is suffocating. They're giving up 18% from 3, 60 points. People are scoring. Very tough. Well, tough.
And that's good that they're only giving up 18% from 3, because the last time they faced St. Bonaventure, the Bonnies had 12 3-pointers. Now, the Bonnies have been a much different team here at the Reilly Center. Look at these numbers the last 4 games. At home, 95 points per game. On the road, 55 points, and they won both at the Reilly Center, including last Friday against St. Joseph's.
Yeah, no question about it. Mr. Darryl Banks III, 7 threes. Counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threes. He was phenomenal, an all-conference player last year. They're going to need him to get going. And Moses Flowers, the Hartford transfer, they bring him off the bench. He's now instant offense. Chad Benning, 19-11 in the first meeting versus the Rams. They need him to get going as well.
Yes, St. Bonaventure, we mentioned, at 12 threes the last time these two teams faced each other. It's a rematch. VCU is in town to take on the Bonnies. The tip in this Atlantic 10 matchup is next. Well, the Wolfpack is ready to go. So are we here at St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies 12-7, the Rams 13-7. First year for Ryan Odom. He took over for Mike Rhodes. He's changed the way that VCU has played basketball, but they're really rounding into form. Now, they received bad news earlier today. Sean Bairstow injured his rib in the Davidson game. They had hoped that he would be able to play, but he is out tonight. They're hoping this is not a long-term injury. So because of that, they have moved Zeb Jackson back into the starting lineup. Jackson was out with back spasms, came back last game against Davidson. Meanwhile, for St. Bonaventure, this has basically been the lineup that Mark Schmidt has used the last 2 games. We say this all the time. He's done an incredible job as the head coach of St. Bonaventure, his 17th year, 294 overall wins, and we're ready to go. Tim Clougherty's out at center court. Furman and Benning, and the tip is controlled by VCU.
Yeah, let's see if the Bonnies can dig in and play some defense. When they play defense, I think they got to create some offense with their defense. At 11 still versus St. Joe's. We'll see what they can get done here.
Zeb Jackson gives it to Shulga, backing his way in. He likes to do that. He's a bigger guard. There's the double team. Little extra pass. Quantity for 3. Short off the side of the rim. And Luck with the rebound.
And VCU's going to sprint back. Got to build that wall because the Bonnies wants to run at home. Saw the graphic earlier, 95 points. They can put up points in a hurry with their guard crew.
I apologize. I said Luck. It's Luke. Benning fakes the handoff, goes to the right side, gives it off to Pride. Pride thought about a 3. Shot clock is at 7. Flowers will shoot it at any time. He's got a size mismatch in front of him. Shot is no good. Rebound by Jackson. And here's Jackson to Nelson in transition. Nelson along the baseline. Finger roll is good as it pinballs around and goes down. It's 2-0 VCU.
And Ryan Odom talked about Nelson. He's going to have to fill that void for Bairstow, who's out. Bairstow was leading them, actually leading the A-10 in assists. So it's nice to see him get a basket to start the game.
Flowers runner off the side of the iron. And Furman with the rebound for VCU. Nelson, little jab step. Jackson for 3. It's good. He splashes it home from the right side.
And when he starts making threes, he shoots about 28% from 3. It could be one of those nights. Not a great start right now for the Bonnies, but give VCU credit. They got that road mentality.
Pride will try to answer for 3 off the side of the rim. These guys were shooting a lot today in this gym. They were shooting early this morning, then they came in early for shoot around.
Hope they didn't leave them all there.
Well, they did shoot a lot. Here's Shulga into the paint. He keeps his pivot foot, turnaround jumper. It's good. It's 7-0 early.
And Coach Smith might have to get a little timeout here to settle these guys down, because if they score again, it's definitely going to be a timeout. But you see why VCU is so good. They just come out and they give it to you right away. Not only defensively, Tom, but they can score the ball.
Vetting double teamed up top. Kicks it back out. Luke goes to the basket. He's fouled going up. He'll get 2 shots.
Now, Zeb Jackson, you talk about in transition, is the trail of 3, a little deep for him again. The Michigan transfer. Here's another transfer, another portal prize. Shulga inside the big guard. He can knock down triples, but he can get in there. He's very cagey and savvy when he gets in the paint.
Well, Nelson called for that foul. It's the first foul for VCU. To the free throw line is Luke. And he converts the first one. The lefty shooter, 77% from the free throw line. First points for the Bodies. So now his second shot. 32 starts last year. This is only his 3rd start this season. He converts, and it's a 5-point game.
And you mentioned, even in the open, Flowers, who's great off the bench, inserted him in the starting lineup. There's a charge there on Shulga.
Second team foul for VCU. Matt Potter, the official who made that call.
Shulga's like, what did I do?
Yeah, where's the shoulder here, Walk?
Yeah, there's the chicken wing right there.
All right, so 5-point game. Luke will bring it up. Luke is 0 for his last 17 from the floor. He's got to get it going.
There's something to get this crowd into the game. They've been very quiet since the start.
Little zone, corner jumper, no good. Nelson with the rebound off the weak side. Here comes Nelson through the lane, just throws it up off the top of the backboard. I think he just wanted to get a foul.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been a foul.
There could have been a foul there.
Went in the basketball.
They skip it over to the far side. Flowers to Pride. Pride right side of the lane. Offensive foul. They'll take it away. All right, let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by the U.S. Army.
They have to control the paint, the VCU Rams. That's what they do best, but they did get out-rebounded, and Bonnie's had more points in the paint the last game. Limit turnovers. That's what I said St. Bonnie's need. Score, create offense with their defense. Push the tempo. You said it already, T. 95 points a game, and they got to defend that 3-point line, because right now in the Atlantic 10, VCU shooting 42%. That's the best in the league.
And speaking of the best off the bench is Joe Bamisile. He's in for VCU for the first time. Extra pass, Quanti in the corner working against Evans, who's in for the first time. Gets him off his feet and gets the roll off the side of the iron. And he'll go to the free throw line to finish off a 3-point play.
And Coach Odom talked about his confidence. He started off 0 for 17 and 3. Obviously, they're going to run him off the line. Great discipline there. The shot fake. Get Evans in the air. The athlete. Take advantage of his athleticism. Now he's got to go to the line for some change.
Yeah, Quanti, 83% for the free throw line. He converts the 3-point play. That foul was on Barry Evans just off the bench. It's his first. It's the second team foul for St. Bonaventure. Adams Woods, the transfer from Cincinnati, in for the first time. They get it to Flowers. Flowers off the high screen. Tough pass for Pride. He's able to corral it, though.
VCU just has so much length, they can switch every screen. Good shot there by Pride.
He just realized that nobody picked him up on the help defense and was able to convert.
He's another guy who can really shoot it from the corner, but loves to go right. You got to force him to that left hand. When he goes right, he's tough to stop.
Jackson's hedged out. Extra pass for Bamisile. Shulga thought about a 3. He puts it on the deck, gets everybody off their feet. Thought he had contact. Ball is loose. Shot clock doesn't reset. It doesn't matter. It's the Bonnie's ball. But there has to be a foul. Now they're going to call a jump ball.
The Bonnies down early, showing a little pride. So Pride with the runner.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network. AT&T. We believe connecting changes everything. and by Jardians.
Well, the folks at VCU do not want to relive that game. It's the most points that they've allowed in a regular season game at the VCU Center. But they've rebounded. They allowed more than 80 points in the first 2 conference games this year. But they've won 5 straight. They're allowing about 62 points per game during that time. See St. Bonaventure at 3 and 4. St. Bonaventure wins tonight. It kind of changes the landscape in the middle of that Atlantic 10.
You're right, Tom. It's a really tough league. And, you know, to that point about VCU giving up 89 points in the VCU Center, we've done games there before. We've never seen that in that environment. And then talk to Coach Odom. He says they're a different team now. They had some injuries, guys coming back, trying to get acclimated, trying to find themselves. And I think they've done that now, and that's why they're playing so well.
Yeah, every time you bring up those points, as Banks is in for the first time for St. Bonaventure, everybody kind of shrugs their shoulders about it. They're so frustrated by it. Bamasile with the rebound. He lost it out of bounds. And I believe it remains VCU basketball. 15-13 to play, first half. It's a 6-point lead for VCU.
St. Bonnie's putting a little pressure on. Just again, as Coach Smith said, we have to create some offense with defense, get after these guys a little bit. They lost a ball handler in Bairstow being out.
Yeah, Bairstow out with a rib injury. They're hoping that it's not that long. So that's why Zeb Jackson got the start again, although Jackson was in the starting lineup earlier this year before back spasms. Kwani on the left side.
Well, watch Charles Pride. He's blanketing Bamasile. He is not going to allow him to be open.
And Shulga for 3. He was open. He connects. It's 13-4 VCU.
The 4 threes in the game against Davidson. You cannot leave him open. He's an absolute sniper out there. Came with coach from Utah State. That's a portal prize. I'm sure there wasn't much recruiting that needed.
No, I don't think so. Here's Banks, leaves it for Venning. Venning into the paint. Big man with the hook shot, no good. Kwani with the rebound.
Yeah, good job just pushing him out a little bit more, getting him off his mark. Make that shot a little bit more difficult.
In transition, Pride cut off by Jackson, goes inside, and Evans slams it home. That was good recognition. It's a 7-point game.
A delayed fast break. You got to sprint back to the paint. VCU, somebody lost their man.
Adams Woods with the steal, then the errant shot, but it's picked up by the bodies. Banks. Adams Woods, the transfer from Cincinnati. He started off strong for the Bonnies. He's cooled off, though, recently. Evans to Venning, 2 big men playing catch up top. Evans into the paint. Evans tough to the basket. It's good. 2 quick buckets for St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, definitely. And if somebody has to put their body, again, have to wall him off, get some guys in the gap. Very uncharacteristic of VCU because Evans is not a shooter. He is a driver, an athlete. Getting downhill, you can't stop him once he puts his athleticism into motion. But this young man, he did make 2 threes the last time they played. Big-time player, transferred from Michigan, so he's been in games like this all his career, Tom.
Yeah, 19 minutes off the bench against Davidson after missing those 2 games. Venning is being harassed up top. Adams Woods for 3. Tried to bank it home. I don't know if he wanted to do that. Here's Bamasile in transition. Can't finish. He started his jump, not that I know, but a little too far from the basket.
Yeah, I think Banks surprised him. He was going to try to dunk that. But good job by Banks, the third, not giving up on the play. So many young players that just allow guys to have that layup.
I think that was a little too far for Pride. Battle for the loose ball. Jackson's got it. And now Shulga will lead the break.
Just a scrappy bunch. Ryan Odom's done a very good job with this team.
And Shulga left all alone, connects on the 3-pointer, and it's up to an 11-point lead, largest of the first half for VCU.
And we talked to Coach about reading that scouting report earlier at shoot-around. Somebody's not reading that scouting report if they're leaving that young man open.
Yeah, VCU's 4 of 6 from beyond the arc as a foul is called on Kwani. Actually, it's going to be Lawal they'll call it against.
And Shulga living that logo life. Somebody's got to get a hand up. And that's far too easy. That's like a 3-point shooting contest.
Yeah, the Rams are 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. You see so far
Tom, when they play defense the way they play defense, and you allow them to get open shots, they have so many guys on their team that can score. That's why this team was picked second, right? They know what they're looking at. They're athletic. And here's the other thing, Tom. They lost so much talent playing other places in the country. And Ryan Odom's done a great job of putting this team together and got them moving in the right direction.
8 newcomers, 7 transfers for VCU. Venning makes both free throws. Isambus is in the game again. He checks back in. Also in for the first time is Noel Brown. Brown, the transfer from George Washington. He's playing more for the Bonnies than he did at GW. And Nelson bringing it up, working against Adams Woods.
See, they're trying to apply a little bit more pressure, a little bit more vigor. It's going to take to beat a team like VCU. You got to get this crowd into the game.
Shulga for 3. It's good. He's red hot in his first half. It's 22-10.
2 words. My goodness. Is that 2 words or 3 words?
It's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2. The second word is a little longer.
My goodness. Good card, that young man.
8 points now for Shulga. He's connected on 2 3-pointers. And Banks trying to answer. Adams Woods.
Such a great job of being in the gaps.
Isambus, fadeaway jumper. It's good. That's a sweet shot right there from the free throw line.
It is. Been watching him on film. That is his game. Again, he can knock down threes, but once he gets into the interior, he's a bigger guard. He can pull up. His midi is very nice.
Ends a 9-2 run for VCU. Nearly halfway through this first half. It's a 10-point lead for the Rams. Shulga goes to a cutting Bell. Bounce pass down low is cut off by Isambus. And a ticky-tack foul at the free throw at the midcourt stripe. Well, Max Shulga's been hot here in the first half.
Tom, somebody better get a hand up quick because he is on fire. And Isambus got a little NBA, a little mini game.
You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
With the support of the NFL, the National Gay Flag Football League provides inclusive play for over 4,000 LGBTQ+ players and allies.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By AT&T. We believe connecting changes everything. And by Jardians.
You know, we talked so much about the three-point shooting for St. Bonaventure. Last time these two teams met, well, VCU is shooting as if they're in the comfortable chairs tonight. They already have 5 threes. They made only 8 in the last matchup against the Bonnies.
Listen, when they played last time, the Bonnies made 12, and that was the difference in the game. And we asked Mark Smith, what do you do to win? He says make threes. But if these guys make threes, it's a horse of a different color, because I'm telling you right now, they put their vice grips on you. You got to find Shulga. He had 4 threes last game. A great player. You're seeing why he was preseason all A-10 second team. You got to guard him, period. It's like when I'm out there, Tom. When I'm hot like that, I'm listening. What do you mean? Don't do that.
I know. There was only one of us shooting today. Shoot around.
Hey, listen.
We weren't doing
it's like
it well.
riding the bike, man. I was giving you mental telepathy. So get your elbow in, Tom. Get your elbow in. Gooseneck.
Shulga's taking a break. Bonaventure back in for VCU. Adams Woods helping to lead the point. Banks trying to get open. Jackson's on him. Off the screen. Adams Woods caught. Low post left side. Now to Flowers. He's been quiet in this first 10 minutes. Flowers stumbles to the basket. Falls down out of bounds.
That might have been a foul on Bonaventure.
I thought Bonaventure may have connected. I think he may have been right about that.
Yeah, that's a new rule where you have to establish position. He's definitely on the side. That is a foul. Got a great crew here, but I'm going to help him out tonight.
Veteran crew. You're right. It is a good crew. All right, so 22-12. St. Bonaventure has never trailed by 10 or more points this year and has won the game. So they're down 10. They've been down 12 already in this first half.
It's hard to win when you don't score the basketball. You look at their numbers. Unfortunately, You have to be able to play basketball without being able to score.
Bamasiel for three, in and out. He's cooled off a little bit. He had just 8 against Davidson after being high-powered for 2 games. Flowers in front of the VCU bench. Little handoff to Brown, back to Flowers.
And VCU just being very physical at the point of attack. These look like the St. Bonnie's guys are in duress when they're trying to get a shot off.
Banks way downtown. It's short. It's important for him to make one early. It kind of gives him the confidence that he needs.
And that was a really, really deep one, though.
Sure was. A little extra pass. Bamasiel for 3. He got it to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not going to miss that. He's too wide open. When we got to the gym maybe like 2 hours earlier, he was in here by himself, knocking down shots, so he's locked in.
That's already 6 threes in this first half for VCU. Adams Woods driving to the basket, over the top of the hand, no good, but the rebound and the putback is good by Noah Brown. He is a big man inside.
Well, the drive made that happen. Furman had to come over to help. No one to box out Brown. But they got to get in the paint, create some fouls. They're a great foul shooting team as well.
Bell Jackson for 3 again, off the front of the rim. Flowers, easy rebound. Try to get the bodies back in within reach. Down 11. Flowers for 3 in rhythm. Doesn't get the roll or the bounce. Now the rebound is taken out by VCU and Bamasiel. It's 5 on 4. Bamasiel snaking up the floor. Extra pass to Jackson for 3. No good.
But not his game. I mean, I know he's wide open, but he's wide open for a reason, Tom.
Adams Woods on the drive. He has his pocket picked. And Bamasiel is fouled on the floor. Isambus.
See, on the breaks and reversing the basketball. Great drive there. Extra pass by Bell. Knocking it down with the corner Curry. And on the other end, there's nothing you can do. Bamasiel had to help. Furman comes over as well. Brown gets that close to the rim. It's too easy.
Bamasiel is on the bench. Shulga checks back in. The wall is back in as well for VCU. So is Quanti.
VCU's done a really good job of keeping the crowd out of this game. This is usually a very, very, very tough place to play. Loud.
It certainly affected St. Joseph's on Friday night, particularly in the second half. Shot clock is at 10. Nelson with his drive. It's an air ball out of bounds. And it will be St. Bonaventure basketball. 11-point lead for VCU. They have vengeance on their minds. Well, we certainly have been lucky to see some great moments in March Madness history over the last decade. How about back in 2018, Ryan Odom's UMBC squad was the first 16 seed to upset a #1 seed as they knocked off Virginia. And then we remember St. Peter's and the Peacocks and Darryl Banks led them as a 15 seed all the way to the Elite Eights. I was there for those games in Philadelphia, and it was pretty exciting to see what they were able to accomplish. It's what everybody strives for when they play college basketball, are those moments in March.
You're right. It's a tournament of champions to a degree, especially the mid-major teams, because you have to win a championship. And when you play against those higher seeds, you know, you watch Darryl Banks, he had 27 versus Kentucky. Those are moments that you never forget. Rhino beating those are moments you never forget,
right.
You know, ever. Beating Virginia. Obviously, Virginia got some get back, and the next year won a national championship.
They did do a nice job of rebounding, yes.
But a tremendous job, and it's no accident. He did a great job at Utah State, and look what he's doing now following Mike Rhodes at VCU.
25-14 the score. Luke bounce pass to Venning. Venning baseline, trying to back his way in. There's the help from Quanti. Extra pass. Isambus for 3. No good. Venning with the rebound. Has it stripped away. Isambus to the basket, and he can't get it to go. But he'll visit the free throw line.
And you see the strategy. They're not going to allow Venning. He did a great job. He had 19 and 11 the last time. He dominated them. The last time they played, so they're going to double him, and they're going to swing it. And obviously, Isambus not a great three-point shooter. They're going to give that shot up.
64% from the free throw line. Averaged almost 9 points a game last year, and he converts.
Yeah, I think he's very talented watching him on film. One of my favorite players. And again, he's not a tremendous three-point shooter, but he can also score from 2. Get to the rim. He's athletic. Got a very nice pull-up game.
And you just saw Benning. You saw what Walk was alluding to the last time they faced each other. First double-double, the only double-double he's had this season. 19 and 11, Shulga back in. Covered by Luke. He's got a size advantage on Luke. Shot clock down to 10. Extra pass for Nelson. Jackson trying to get everybody off their feet. Nelson open for three. And whistle blows. There's a 3-second violation? 3-second violation.
On the wall. I got to give Benning credit. I mean, talk about a guy who did a great job of getting himself in shape. He was moving on a ball screen. He was in help position on drives. He did a really good job that possession. Some things that go unnoticed sometimes, but he was really good.
21 points against St. Joseph's last Friday in an electric second half. Banks turnaround jumper doesn't get the roll. Benning with the rebound. And Benning goes up and goes down. That's a traveling violation.
The interesting thing is, Tom, you would think the way the bodies have shot the basketball, as you see here, the wall, that's the other thing, that length, look at the verticality of the wall makes it tough for them. You would think they were down about 15 points. They're only down 9. You know, it's just, they got to get a lucky break here and there, but they got to continue to do it on this end of the floor.
6:20 to play here in the first half. Shulga to Quanti, can't corral it.
They're switching the screen.
Shulga for three. He is red hot. It is Splash City from the right wing.
You have the smaller Banks on him. They switch the screen, put Eastham on him, and he still knocks down the three.
Benning, beautiful spin move, can't finish the jab. He was faster than the wall on that, but he just couldn't convert.
Yeah, he beat the double team, spun baseline.
Nelson puts it on the deck, looking for Shulga. Shulga steps in, fires the three. It's good! Again! 31-16, he's red hot.
Come on now.
That's 8 threes for VCU. They had 8 threes the whole game last time. We'll be back in 30 seconds. VCU up by 15. (31-16) the score. Max Shulga's career high is 29 points. Well, he's got 17 so far in this first half.
Tom, what do you think was on the scouting report for Max Shulga? That's what I want to know, because the attention to detail is certainly not there, and he is making them pay mightily.
Yeah, you got to put a hand in the face.
I mean, you got to do more than that. You got to run him off the line. You got to force him to drive and make twos or distribute the basketball. He's playing 2 free, and he's making them pay.
Let's see if the bodies can run some offense here and get back within reach. They're down 15. Flowers for 3. That's off. And Lawal dropped the rebound out of bounds. His teammates are telling him to grab it with 2 hands, which is good advice.
Yeah, they got to find some energy from somewhere. They have not made a 3-point shot. 3-point shooting is so crucial in college basketball. Anytime you see a big-time upset, the first thing I do, John Rossi in the field always laughs at me, I go right to the 3-point line. All right? So either the team who got the upset shot a great percentage from 3, and if it's an upset, right, they probably, the team that was a favorite did not shoot a great percentage.
Evans tried the putback jam, and he couldn't convert. Here comes Bonaventure for VCU. Bonaventure inside Lawal. Tough shot, couldn't get it to go. He shot that from his shoulder. And now Luke crosses over, tries to kick it to Evans out of bounds.
Well, nothing going right.
When that happens, Chris, I mean, you played, you coached. When nothing's going right, how do you get it back to get in sync?
Doing what Mark Schmidt is doing now, a very smart coach, right? Let's press. Let's put some pressure on them. Maybe they'll turn the basketball over. Maybe it will energize us. They got to do something to get this crowd going. I mentioned before they had 11 steals in the St. Joe game. So maybe, again, they're going to have to do it on this end of the floor, particularly in the half court. This guy with the basketball, they got to make sure they find him.
Yeah, they are getting to his hip a little bit more these last couple of possessions. Bonaventure into the paint. Runner is good. Nothing but net. 33-16. 4.5 to play in the first half.
It's just no resistance. And when you have a 3-point shooter like a Bonaventure, like a Shulga that can not only make threes but can drive and make shots, is very difficult.
Benning can't convert from 17. I will say that VCU, and we've seen them a couple times, their defense has been excellent in this game. Bonaventure can't finish, and Evans with the rebound.
He thought he got bumped there. But the Bonnies, they got to get some energy going. Get a more frenetic pace going, yes.
And Venning will go to the free throw line. He's fouled going up.
See Bonaventure get into the paint. A smaller Luke. Again, you're trying to stop him from making threes, but he knows he has a size advantage. He drives downhill, and that's nothing a smaller Luke can do.
The Bonnies trying to end a scoreless drought that's a little more than 3 minutes, 3:22 to be exact. And Venning will go to the free throw line. Venning is 2 for 2 from the line. 3 for 3 for the big man.
And 4 minutes. For a guy named Steve Alford, it says game is always in 4-minute games, Tom. So there's 4 minutes left. Doesn't matter what happened the previous 4-minute games. You have 1 4-minute game to end the half and get this crowd into the game, make some type of run, and look forward to the second half. Like those 49ers did. I can't believe it.
Second free throw is no good. Well, I don't know if VCU will play it as conservatively as the Lions did in the second half of that one. Here's Shulga. Under 4 minutes to play. 33-17. Quanti for 3. It's good. Boy, they're on fire from beyond the arc. They're 9 of 14 from three-point land. One more than the entire game last time they faced them.
It's just going to be a long night if they don't stop them from making threes. And you know what? Here's the other thing. They're contesting, and they're still knocking them down.
More so now than they were.
Exactly. But that's the thing about VCU. All of their guys have size. And the Bonnies have smaller guards. Good job there creating content. Tom, so nice you have to say it twice. He missed his first 17, but he ain't missing them no more. Quanti with the triple from the corner.
VCU's jumped out to a 36-17 lead here in the first half, partly because of their three-point shooting. Tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, we'll make our way to the Missouri Valley for a can't-miss clash as Northern Iowa goes head-to-head against Bradley. Catch all the action here on CBS Sports Network. All right, so first half points, you see them there. How about this? Let's ask Walk some questions. All right, A-10 breakthrough in March. Is it going to happen?
Listen, I know I'm a Villanova guy, and this pains me to say it, but Rick Pitino has found the magic. The Godfather has found the magic. You look for them, they can run. They have size, they have athleticism, they have experience, and they got him.
All right, I know he's the Godfather. He's got some magic. What about the A-10 breakthrough in March? Who's going to break through for the A-10 in March?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to say VCU. That's the team that you got to watch out for.
How many bids in the Mountain West do you think?
I'm going to say 5. John Robson said 6. I'm saying 5. 5 bids, and the last one, will Purdue avenge? When we saw the St. Peter's graphic with Banks dunking, the question is, can they? Matt Painter. I'm trying to stop calling Purdue don't. I want them to get it done this year.
It's not very nice.
That's not very nice, but I think that this is the year that Zach Edey and Matt Painter, they exercise the ghosts, and we'll see them in Arizona.
We'll also see them on CBS in a couple of weeks as they take on Ohio State. 36-19, VCU is on top, 3 minutes to play in the first half. Bonaventure looking for a high-low, gets some separation, puts the ball on the deck. Here's Nelson. Shot clock is under 10. Bonaventure for 3. It's good. I mean, they are throwing the basketball into the ocean right now from beyond the arc. That's 10 made threes in this first half.
And this is just an unbelievable display of shooting. You can't even script it.
Yeah, they're averaging under 9 per game, and they've got 10 in this first half.
Yeah, you cannot script it this well the way these guys have played this first half. And they're just playing absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Evans and Pride had a little traffic jam on the right block. Here's Jackson in transition. Bonaventure has it stripped away. Adams Woods with the quick hands.
What they need in transition. Got to score quickly because once they set that defense up, it's almost impossible to score against them.
Yeah, Mark talked about that today. He said that's where their bread and butter can be, is if they do score in transition. Banks sidewinds in. Banks' jumper is good from the free throw line. He thought he may have been bumped as he got to the floor.
They need a lot more of that, and at some point they're going to have to make some triples. But VCU is just putting the vice grips on. I haven't seen a team put the vice grips on. And you talk about a surprise team. I'll tell you the other surprise team in the A-10 is the Richmond Spiders. The way they play defense as well. This VCU team, those top 3 teams right now. This league is tough. Shot clock is at 3. Bonaventure, shot clock is at 2. He didn't realize it, and it's a violation. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Brent Stover, Shelvin Mack, Roy Hibbert, and John Rothstein will break down this game and get you caught up on all the other action around the country. They'll preview our second game on CBS Sports Network. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. We got the players in the studio. Players are in the studio. The players are in the studios. Players night. Heading toward the 1-minute mark here in the first half. Pride, Banks, thought about a 3, cut off. And got out there, did a really good job. Adams Woods for 3, it's good. And there you go, the first 3 of the half for St. Bonaventure. With some type of momentum going into halftime, VCU has controlled this game from the tip. Under a minute to play. Nelson to Jackson. Quani into the paint. Turnaround one-hander, no good. Ball tipped around. And the Bonnies had it for a moment. Then Quani tried to save it. He called a timeout, but he was out of bounds. His problem, too, was that he didn't have the basketball. A great hustle by both teams. Yeah. You see Nelson there coming from behind with the steal. It's not a basketball we like to see. A little help for the Bonnies bench. Letting everybody know that he's out of bounds. Everybody's got to play their part. See what kind of action they can get here. See if somebody coming off the ball screen. Adams Woods, Adele Banks here, the third. See if they can free somebody to get open for a 3 to go into halftime. Yeah, Benning wanted it inside. Now he'll set the screen to free Adams Woods. Back to Benning, behind his back with his dribble. He lost it out of bounds. Touched last, though, by VCU. Bonaventure got a hand on it. And with 7 on the shot clock, 12.6 to play here in the first half, it'll be St. Bonaventure basketball. One thing about Mark Schmidt, he's a mad scientist with the plays. They got 1,000 of them. We'll see if they can find a way to sneak a shot past this stingy defense. 3 on the shot clock. Adams Woods. Runners do it over the top of Nelson. Yeah, good ISO. They saw the mismatch. And now 2 seconds left. Bonaventure has fallen all over the floor. It's a traveling violation. They may have to put a second back on the clock. Yeah, let's see if they're going to look at it. And play on. I think Mark Schmidt wants them to look at it just to see. This is where he started to get out of control right there. Yeah, definitely got out of control. No, they're not going to add any time. That's going to be it. Lucky to be only down 13. Big time. Big time. 39-26 the score. That's the end of the first half. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the crew in our New York studio. We'll get you caught up on what's going on here and look ahead. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. That's our score at halftime. It's VCU 39 and the Bonnies 26. All right, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this guy next to me could score. Like, he could shoot it, and when it was going in, it was going in. Max Shulga's first half, it was going in. Yeah, no question about it. And he made 4 threes in the last game that they played at Davis, so you think they were showing some attention. A great shooter in the Mountain West. But today, Tom, he has done it every which way to lose. Not only catch and shoot threes, but he shoots step-back threes. I mean, that was just one for the logo. And then you see just doing it. I mean, you have to find this young man at all times. And they've made 10 as a team. Right. That is amazing. And only be up 13 is a little bit shocking. But I'm telling you right now, anytime you do that right there, and you're only up 13, 10 threes. That's what usually people do for a game.
Yeah, that's interesting you'd say that.
Yeah, so.
And then if you're the Bonnies, it's got to be any which way you can to get back into this game.
And I think they got to do some pressing. They got to push the tempo a little bit, but they got to play with a little bit more energy and get this crowd into the game because this is their advantage. You're talking about 95 points a game in this building. I mean, look, they have 26 points. But again, it shows you the prowess of the VCU Rams defense. They're Ram tough.
Yeah, you see what they did on January 3rd at VCU. 12 made three-pointers, and tonight they're 1 for 10. And again, this is not new territory for St. Bonaventure this year. They have been hot and cold, but they've usually been hotter here at home.
Yeah, I mean, most teams struggle on the road. You have to gut it out. You have to do it in the mud. And you play VCU, it's going to always be in the mud. You got to bring your hard hat, your lunch pail. It's not going to be pretty. And St. Bonaventure is going to have to figure out the second half because they can't handle 20 more minutes of this type of stifling, gut-wrenching defense that VCU can employ.
Again,
for 40 minutes.
VCU is playing without Sean Bairstow. He's out with a rib injury. Nelson can't catch it. That's a good start for St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, this energy. Got to get this crowd into the game. The crowd was more into the game when the little kids playing at halftime.
That is true.
They got to get them going.
Yeah, there's Bairstow. They're hoping this is only a one-game miss, and then they'll have to adjust his uniform a little bit, give a little cushion to that rib cage.
He's a big loss, and another big guard, very versatile. Leads the league in assists right now.
Benning, this has happened a lot tonight where there's been a traffic jam when they get down toward the post.
And I'll give VCU credit. I mean, they're confusing them. They're showing them bodies.
And Luke connects a three-pointer.
2 made threes on the year. If he's making, that's a good sign.
Well, it's back to a 10-point game. And again, we mentioned he was 0 for his last 17 coming into this ball game. And he missed his first shot. So 0 for his last 18 as he converts. In fact, his last bucket was the last time these two teams faced each other. That's a pretty big drought.
That's a great sign for them, though, if that's happening. See if they can ignite them to play hard on defense.
Nelson has it blocked away by Benning. It's a 10-point game. Luke brings it up. Thought about it again. A little spin move. Flowers, shot is blocked, and Shulga with the rebound.
A tough shot there. Move the ball around, try to get into the lane, driving kick to get your buddy a shot.
Jackson over the top of Benning, who got it partially blocked. There's a foul on the floor, though. The foul is going to go against Moses Flowers. The push from behind.
Mark Schmidt splinted off the bench. Driving to the rim. That helped defender with the block without boxing him out.
It was number 4, Flowers, who pushed from behind. So VCU will inbound on the baseline.
Yeah, he's not there to box him out from and gets that offensive rebound.
Shulga was hesitant, but he shouldn't be tonight.
Come on, Tom. We're taking him to Vegas.
Well, he's 6 for 6 from beyond the arc.
Wow.
Again, his career high is 29 points.
Playing the lottery. Let's go. He can't miss.
Flowers into the paint, lost it, and Shulga with the steal. Soft bounce pass to Jackson, heading to the basket, and it's blocked away by Benning, who's got a block in 22 straight games, and a steal by Luke. Luke running the length of the floor, a little bump at the end, and a kiss off the glass to make it an 11-point game.
He's such a tough player, and that's what they need now. You see the crowd is starting to create some energy. As Coach Schmidt said, we need offense to be created by our defense.
17 and a half to play here in the second half. Quaddy, shot fake into the paint. And Isam Boost is called for the foul on the floor.
Right here, you just got to get out there. Flowers, smaller defender, a little bit of a screen. And Luke is a tough, strong player. Look like you're playing on Sundays there. A little bump. Get out of the way. He gets to the rim and gets the easy one.
Jackson for 3 off the inbounds, no good. And Banks with an easy rebound off the deck. 42-31 the score, 17-15 to play. Banks gets Shulga to give him some space, and it's off the front of the iron. Isam Boost with the rebound, turnaround jumper is good. It's down to a single-digit game, 42-33.
They got to get something going. I like them to get something going to the rim. They get an offensive rebound. This is Jackson. Jacking threes, and Nelson gets into the paint. Let's drive and kick.
6 offensive rebounds for St. Bonaventure. Nelson double teamed up top for Quanti. 5 on the shot clock. Jackson, quick first step. Jackson lays it in.
Exactly. See how they move the basketball. And then the other thing is you're forcing Jackson to his left hand. That's his dominant hand. Benning can't go there quick enough to block it. He may get a little bit winded, maybe break.
Masil and Lawal are about to check back into the game for the first time in this half. Luke, a little shake and bake, got himself open. Isambus into the paint, off the glass, tough shot, it's good.
A great action there. Badabani's misdirection, drive, pitch from behind. As I said before, Isambus is a driver. Force him to shoot threes, contested shots, but he gets the rim.
44-35, under 16 to play. Good first step for Nelson. Underneath, little curl. Outside for Jackson, launches the 3, no good. And Isambus with the rebound, he fell out of bounds. I think they're going to call a foul on Quanti. Matt Potter's going to come over and clean that one up. It was a foul.
Ryan Odom is livid.
Well, he is really upset about that. Watch it over here to your right. Right there. Little push. And they call a foul.
Listen, I told Jared the other day, we talking, I'll let you know about that conversation after the game, but the Chiefs and the Niners must-see TV. Patrick Mahomes versus that vaunted defense and Brock Purdy. This is going to be a great game. I can't wait to see it.
Well, back here, St. Bonaventure leads it trails at 44-35. Luke with the basketball. Off this timeout. Quanti was called for the foul before the timeout. There's a turnover in the middle of the floor. Zeb Jackson going the length of the floor, swatted away. Isambus. Here's Masil for 3, and it's no good. And Isambus with the rebound, and Lawal called for the foul.
I thought Zeb Jackson had Shulga open. Good job by Banks playing in between them and coming from behind. Oh, my God, Asa with the block.
By the way, that's the 3rd foul on the wall. 44-35. Heading toward the 15-minute mark here in the second half. Banks harassed up top.
They've done a great job on that ball screen and had someone in the hole. Then he has not been able to get going.
Working against the wall. The wall has 3 fouls. Venning, he palmed that ball. It's no good. Jackson with the rebound.
What makes them so hard, not only they have long length with their guards, but they have goalies inside like Lawal and Furman. It makes it hard to score.
That foul is on Luke. That's his first. And it'll be 24 on the shot clock here in the second half.
They're not going to allow Shulga to get another shot at top. I think they're going to be in this
have to double team him when he gets the ball as Luke knocks it out of bounds.
VCU's got to be careful to get a little casual.
Yeah, Shulga just told Jackson to make a move.
Yeah, there's some respect here. The Bonnies, they're tough in here. As soon as this crowd gets going, it's going to be electric. Been a lot of games in this building. A lot of win streaks have ended in this building.
Masil along the baseline. Masil has it blocked away out of bounds, and it remains VCU basketball. Venning got both hands on it.
And the drive there again.
Actually, Venning did not get a hand on it. Did it hit his body when it went out of bounds?
The bottom of the basket.
No, that should be St. Bonaventure basketball. But instead, it's VCU with the shot clock under 10. Venning over to help. Shulga for 3. It's short. And the rebound for Isambus.
Very good defense there, Venning.
Isambus in rhythm. No good, in and out. Venning with the offensive board. It's their 7th offensive rebound. He clears the way.
Busy, physical.
And this is down to a 7-point game. Timeout called by VCU. All right, so how about Venning? he was able to clear a path in the paint.
Yeah, he's a space eater, and it's very different. You see Lawal, he's long and athletic. But Benning has that girth, that size, that strength. And once he gets it to that left shoulder, you can forget about it. And that's what they've been able to do. Even though the Rams have made threes, and I mentioned the key to the game, dominating the paint. That's what VCU would have to do. It's 20-8 in the paint in favor of the Bonnies.
Yeah, VCU, its largest lead tonight was 20. St. Bonaventure's never led, but their largest lead was 20. It's down to 7. And Ryan Odom called a timeout. Good timeout for Ryan Odom?
Yeah, definitely good timeout. And they're starting to get a little bit momentum. The crowd is getting into the game. St. Bonaventure starting to get their confidence. And VCU's offense is sputtering right now.
The inbounds goes to Bell. Off the high screen by Furman. Shulga to Zeb Jackson. Jackson against Lukes. Ooh, he lost it. It went off the face of Furman.
And you can see the intensity of St. Bonaventure getting hands on balls. He's very active.
Shulga into the paint. Shulga, traveling violation.
What you got to do, you got to force the shooter. And Shulga's pretty good at putting the ball on the floor. You got to force him to make a play. You see the bench saying there was a foul there on Banks, but they did not call it. He's a physical team, so, you know, sometimes you got to punch the bully, Tom.
Can you imagine if they hit a 3 here? Well, they're not going to. The ball goes out of bounds. Touched last by St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, Banks just got to shoot the floater. Shoot the floater.
Or when he goes in, kick it right back out.
Yes, definitely. But go in and be aggressive. I mean, he's trying to make a play. It's called a habit pass, but you either got to bounce it or throw a lob.
Damasceno's been quiet.
But to get something going to the rim.
Bell cut off by Benning. Shot clock at 10. Extra pass to Jackson. Bamisile into the paint. Bamisile trying to get everybody off. He keeps his pivot foot. Shulga for 3. No good. And the rebound is pulled down by Benning. 6 rebounds for Benning.
Well, Benning is, again, he's imposing his will in the perimeter. I mean, in the interior. And you can just feel the energy, right? Change, right?
It started at halftime when the Pioneer Youth basketball team was on the floor. And they had the littlest of the players, number 33, who they were cheering for. That got the crowd into it a little bit.
It did. It did. I'm sure Mark Schmidt had some words with his team as well, imploring them that they have to play a lot better.
Isambus for 3. It's good! His three-pointer makes it a 4-point game.
There's that crowd that we're talking about. You knew it was going to tighten.
VCU is scoreless for nearly 4 minutes. Shulga ends that.
Great play. Great play. Terrible defense on the weak side. You got Bell in the corner. Someone should have been in the hole. There's no way that Shulga should have been that open.
I'm not sure if Adams Woods had the cleanest look. Here's Bamisile. Bamisile right to the basket off the front of the rim. Ball tipped around. Isambus with the rebound. Adams Woods leaves it for Banks up top. Isambus for 3 again. No good. And the ball's tipped out. Banks has got it.
Wow. Can't believe that wasn't a foul over the back.
Yeah, it looked like there was a jersey tugged.
Yeah, pride over Zeb Jackson. They're letting him play, though.
8 minutes into the second half. It's a 2-possession game. Banks to the free throw line. Grazes the front of the rim. Corner jumper for Adams Woods is good.
You know, it's funny, that's the same type of plays that Coach Odom said happen. The ball bobbles around.
That's very true.
And it finds them for 2 of this bounce, and it turns into a triple. This crowd is in the game, T-Mac.
This is a 20-point game at one point. And Furman can't corral it. Adams Woods brings it up the floor.
One of those situations where not having Cameron Bairstow could be affecting VCU.
And another offensive board. Here's Benning in the paint. Benning gets his man off his feet. Benning didn't have the angle, and Bamisile with the rebound.
And Benning needs a break.
He might need a break. You're right.
He's getting a little tired, a little winded.
He's
always finishes that.
Yeah, he's going to get one in a second. Foul up top by Isambus. All right, so here are these last 2 threes Bus, he's more of a driver, but he connects.
He certainly can, and my man from Cincinnati knocks down the triple from the corner. The Bonnies are back.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
Well, back here at St. Bonaventure, this was a 20-point ball game. VCU was on top by 20, but now it's a one-possession game. Let's revisit Chris Walker's keys to the game presented by the U.S. Army.
You certainly are correct about one thing. VCU has not controlled the paint, and they are starting to turn the ball over, which is the reason why this game is turned. But I was wrong. St. Bonaventure, I thought they had to push the tempo, get fast break points, and defend the three-point line. They haven't done a great job of that. So what they've done is they've put it in the mud, and they've just found a way to get this game back into the balance.
Well, one part of the three-point line defense in the first half, St. Bonaventure allowed 10 of 15 threes. In the second half, it's 1 for 6.
Definitely, but again, overall, they still, for the game, making that many threes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of threes. It's the reason why they had the lead.
Well, it's a three-point lead. It was 20 at one point. Under 11 minutes to play, second half. Shulga covered by Banks.
Got to get something going downhill, vertical towards the rim. Got to find a different way to score.
Quanti, right side of the lane, 3 on the shot clock. His shot is good. That's a really aggressive move.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go downhill. They got bigger guards. Get downhill and shoot over the top of the smaller guards from St. Bonaventure.
And then maybe if you go down enough, then you can kick it back out.
And another thing is you can get fouls too. Both teams are really good free throw shooting teams. VCU is, they can get to the rim though.
Adams Woods, tight off the glass, no good. Ball tipped around, Bonaventure with the rebound. Bonaventure to Nelson. Nelson will reset the offense. Down low he goes to Lawal, and Lawal reverses his layup. It's no good. He had no angle underneath.
Yeah, he's got to take his time, get his feet under him, his balance, and finish. All that jumping ability, but they got to get some balance. Finish in tough situations like that.
They hedge out on Banks. They double team him for a moment. Pride. Entry pass down low to Evans. Back out to Pride from 3. Way downtown, no good, but another offensive board for the Bonnies. Adams Woods, a quick first step. He's fouled going up, and he'll go to the free throw line. Adams Woods, 86% for the free throw line. And Quanti picks up his 3rd foul for VCU.
Offensive rebounds are giving them an extra shot. That's what ends up happening every single time it becomes a scramble drill.
Yeah, that's 11 offensive rebounds for the Bonnies.
Yeah, they did the same thing the first game. They just, really just owned them on the glass. Offensive glass as well.
This is an important ball game from a standing standpoint. Richmond sits atop at 7-0. They knocked off Dayton this past weekend. Flyers are answering, though. They're up 20 against George Washington in the second half. That's big because GW is not a bad team at all.
Not at all.
.9:25 to play in the second half. Bonaventure to the basket. Two-handed jam.
What a pass by Shulga. A little bit more pressure on him than that. See that pass. See that cut. Great pass.
Well, Benning's back in for St. Bonaventure. Bonaventure, he does connect on threes, but he's athletic enough. This is a guy that averaged over 16 points a game at GW a couple years ago.
And that was strictly just a call from Ryan Odom. And they see the way they're hugging them and stopping it from getting threes, and they took advantage of it.
Well, Bonaventure converts the three-point play. He has 11. Bus checks back in. Quanti checks out for VCU. And into the game for the first time for VCU is Fats Billups.
Another long athlete. They're bringing the game.
Yeah, he didn't play at all in the first half.
Periscope being out, they're going to need more bodies.
Banks pull-up jumper. He got the bounce.
He has a good mid-range pull-up game.
That curl is patented.
You got to get someone they call hand hedge. Get pressure on the ball, and someone's got to stop that from being a direct line pass. Great job there, passing by Shulga once again. Use Shulga to initiate the offense towards the rim to get a basket. It comes off that little curl. Great job with the pin down and the screen. That's old school basketball right there.
It's excellent basketball. All right, so to the free throw line is Lawal. Now, Lawal helped win the game against Davidson the other day. He's only 59% from the free throw line, but he was 7 for 8 against Davidson.
And anytime you have a big that can make free throws, that is a plus. And usually, he's almost 70% from the field. And he hasn't been able to finish today, but if he can go and get it from the line, that helps just as much.
St is out with 4 personal fouls. Here comes Lawal's second free throw. And too strong. Benning with the rebound. Benning with 7 rebounds so far tonight. 2-possession game. It was a 20-point lead for VCU. Ball knocked away by Lawal. Picked up by Benning. He lost it. And it's going to be a foul on Shulga.
They're getting after it. See good hands there by Lawal. Very active. Shulga goes for the dive, but unfortunately, the trip. Atlantic 10 basketball has been great this year. You can tell this game definitely means something.
Oh yeah.
To both these teams for different reasons right now.
Well, all these teams in the top 100, and they've got some. I mean, Richmond has been the surprise at 7-0.
Yeah, no question about it. And we're talking about a team that was picked 11th preseason.
Yeah.
Chris Mooney has this team playing at an extremely high level.
Pride missed the first one, missed the second one, gets the rebound, gets it to Benning, who banks it home. He powered his way in. It's a 4-point game.
Comes back to, as I said, Tom, the war in the paint. VCU have to dominate the paint. They're not dominating the paint. They're allowing second chance points.
St. Bonaventure with 22 points in the paint. Make it 24 points in the paint.
They're going to double Shulga off those ball screens. They're not going to allow him to get open.
Bama's seal, heat check, no good. Banks with the rebound. Again, it's a 4-point game. Adams Woods has it blocked away, gets it back and gets it to go. It's a 2-point game.
They just crept back into the game, and you mentioned before about the job they've done in the second half from the 3-point line, because that's the only shot they're getting.
When Banks is picking up the defense on Shulga.
Got to be from the guards because they don't have a post presence to throw it inside. You got to drive, maybe throw it up for a lob, or drive and kick for a shot. But you're going to have to get to the rim.
Off the screen, Nelson. Little hesitation, Nelson underneath. Nelson 2 on the shot clock. And Fats Phillips for 3. It's no good. It's a violation. That's not necessarily his game. 52-50. The Bonnies are climbing back. They were down by 20. Benning has been active inside. Banking it in. And then Adams Woods, the savvy veteran. He had it knocked away and then converted. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Pretty remarkable turn of events here. VCU is up by 20 at one point. They lead it by 2, 52-50. Coming up next, it's game 2 of our Hoops doubleheader as Colorado State hosts San Diego State. Keep it right here for Carter Blackburn and Pete Gillen on CBS Sports Network. The Mountain West gets a lot of publicity because they have 5 teams in the top 55 of the net and 6 in the top 68. New Mexico, they've had an excellent year. San Diego State, they're so steady. Ryan Odom, who coached Utah State last year, he knew what he had there.
Danny Sprinkle's done a great job with that group. Losing Shulga and Bairstow, and look where they are now, leading the league.
Well, this is where we are at St. Bonaventure. Foul trouble, St. has 4, and then Shulga, Lawal, and Kwani have 3 for VCU. The difference in this game is the defense on the 3-point shot by St. Bonaventure in the second half.
And the aggressiveness in the paint. 13 offensive rebounds. They played them last time. When they beat them, they had 10 offensive rebounds. That's been the difference as well. And VCU doesn't have a post presence, so they got to get something going to the rim because they're taking away the three-point line.
They want to get it into Venning. Venning trying to get position on Furman. Shot clock is at 5. Adams Woods, shot clock at 4. Off the screen, gets it to Venning, gets his man off his feet, and he jams it home!
What I was talking about, getting this crowd into this game. The Reilly Center.
Of course, it's the first tie of the night. It was a 20-point lead for VCU.
See, at the end of the shot clock, Furman had to go, had to help on the ball screen. Went for the shot fake. Chin-up time for Mr. Venning.
I thought his internal clock was excellent because I didn't think he was going to have time. All right, so Shulga will go to the free throw line. Off the foul against St. Bonaventure. And he makes the first one to break this tie.
Mark Smith's done a good job keeping his team focused, you know, not losing it when they were down.
As far as we know.
Exactly. But, you know, look what's come to fruition here.
Well, Shulga now has 24 points as he makes both free throws. And it's back to a 2-point game.
And they're just running their offense, and they're going to work through Venning, maybe off ball screens or throw it inside and see if they'll double or maybe get him to his left shoulder for a jump hook.
Under 6 to play. Banks is fouled by Shulga. That'll be number 4 on Shulga.
Working him off that ball screen. That's what you do to scorers. You make them play defense. And Banks is yo-yoing around off those ball screens. Very difficult to guard because he can make pull-up jumpers. And VCU, they're in a shook situation. They're on the road now. They're looking a little shook, though. They look a little confused. As I mentioned before, never like to be one to give people an excuse for injuries, but Bairstow is another calming person out there that can make plays, another big guard. You know, when you're playing on the road in games like this, that's when you need players like that.
There's Bairstow. He's out with a rib injury. Banks can tie this game up again. Banks 90% from the free throw line. But he converts. Tied at 54.
Yeah, it's turned into a very good game.
Yeah, it really has.
But, you know, let's remember, in the open, VCU got votes for first place, but so did St. Bonaventure. A lot of experience, transfer portal, and their oldest team in college basketball, according to Ken Palm.
Yeah, Mark Smith said, I understand that part of it, but they're not old in my system. Bonaventure with a hammer jam.
That was just a great moving the basketball, great ball reversals, activity, and Bonaventure ripped it through because they know that he can shoot the three. There was no help on the weak side.
5.5 to play in the second half. Banks looking in, nothing there. Pride looking in.
Yeah, got a mismatch here all day long. They got to go trap him as soon as he puts it on the floor.
And Venning against Quanti. Quanti got position, pisses it off the glass, and he's fouled.
There's absolutely nothing they can do if he gets it inside on Quanti like that.
It's going to go against Joe Bonaventure, which is good because Quanti has 3.
They came on the wrong side, you know. Bonaventure came on the wrong side. And then Bonaventure right here, so forget it. Banks wanted no parts of that hammer. He said, you're not going to put me in your Instagram mentions. That's not going to happen. I'm getting out of the way.
Venning's free throw, and the Bodies were trying to get their first lead of the night. We're tied at 56. You mentioned before in the first half, 4-minute increments. Well, we've got 5 minutes left in this one. Quanti for 3, no good. And an easy rebound for Evans.
But I like that, though, because now, again, he's got to make that shot because look what's happening on this end. Venning wants the basketball. They got to come trap. Now, that's a better trap. Almost got away with a jump ball there.
He dribbles out of it.
They're going to trap him every single time. He's going to have to make that pass.
Sets the screen for Banks, open for 3. It's good! First lead of the night. And Quanti is fouled inside. Down 20.
I mean, look at this, out of the double team, not turning it over. Just doing a great job of keeping his composure. And off that ball screen and then sprinting and setting the ball screen. It's just a great job by him. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, Tom.
And all of a sudden, Banks has 11. First free throw is good for Quanti as VCU will be shooting the rest of the way, just as St. Bonaventure will.
Tom, Banks is averaging a little bit over 8 a game. He averaged 15 a game last year.
I know.
He can score the basketball. He made 7 threes last game. It's just been a different year for him. Just off and on with the scoring. It happens like that sometimes. This man, we're talking about a young man that scored 27 against Kentucky in the NCAA tournament. This kid can score the basketball.
Well, it's a 1-point game. Quanti will take a seat. We've had one lead change. That's it. VCU led by 20 in this game. But VCU has only made 1 3-pointer in the second half. They made 10 in the first half.
Remember I said I'm going to make 10 threes and only be up 13, you know?
Here's Banks again for 3. He tried to draw the foul. The shot no good. And Venning tried to put that one back with one hand. He could not. Jackson tried to answer on the other end and count the buckets.
What a finish. That's what they got to do because VCU's playing great defense. Zeb Jackson with the finish. Give him some change.
3:59 to play here in the second half.
That said, the lefty transfer from Michigan says, I have to find a way to get this done. All 3 of them.
VCU's up top by 1, 60-59. They led it by 20 at one point. St. Bonaventure just took the lead. Time now for our Old Trapper Beef Jerky Player of the Game.
And listen, he was on fire from the word say go, knocking down triples. And here he is, doing his thing.
We're going to get to it, I promise. It's Max Shulga, just in case.
No doubt. Yeah,
there we go.
And listen, the educated fans knew exactly who it was. This young man has been on fire the whole game. Hasn't happened the second half because they've done a much better job of honoring the scouting report. But this is what happened in the first half, and it got them ahead. Listen, I don't know if he plays that way in the first half. They may be down.
That's true.
20 right now.
Yeah, that is true.
So, you know, it's a game of runs, but it's a 40-minute game. And VCU is on the road in a difficult environment against a tough opponent. You got to find a way to steal a game on the road.
All right, well, Zeb Jackson will go to the free throw line and try to finish off this 3-point play and give VCU a 2-point lead. And he does. They're 8 of 9 from the free throw line. St. Bonaventure, meanwhile, is 12 of 15. Under 4 minutes to play here in the second half. St. Bonaventure won the first meeting between these two.
What they say with that same action again off the ball screen.
The wall with a big time block.
Volleyball. Coming around, just that handoff. It's kind of like a little ball screen. Leaning in, that's an easy angle for a shot blocker.
Shot clock at 10. Venning backing it against the wall.
Wall's very careful not to foul.
Shot clock is at 5. Venning to the corner. Shot clock is at 2. Pride didn't realize it, and he doesn't convert.
Yeah, empty possession. You see Mark Schmidt's not happy there. But Venning's got to try to make a move. He's got to find a way to get to the rim and score on the wall. Who's in foul trouble?
He's got to get lower.
Yes. They got to get him the ball lower. He's getting the ball too high. But good job by the wall pushing him out. If that's even possible because of his size.
3:05 to play. Shot clock under 10.
Get to the rim.
Shulga for 3. No good. Raises the rim. And it's saved by Pride. So each team with an empty possession. And it's still a 1-possession game.
I mean, you get the sense that VCU is clock watching and just trying to hope it, with their offense.
I do get that sense. I'm with you on that.
A good cross screen right there. Got to come with the double. Good rotation.
Banks fouled by Bamasil on the floor. He'll get 2 free throws. Now, we mentioned that VCU during the outset has won 11 straight on the road.
It's amazing.
And they've done so with some really good defense. The 11 straight wins on the road is the longest active streak. Now, it's true road games. It's not neutral site games.
And that's an amazing feat for this program. And Ryan Odom just continued the tradition and they've just done it on the road. And you know, the interesting thing is they've lost games in the VCU Center. Had they taken care of business at home, their record would be overall would be a lot better. But on the road, Ryan Odom is imposing his will, bringing the success from UMBC, from Utah State to VCU, where they've had a cradle of amazing coaches there.
The record at the VCU Center is 9-5, which is a little light.
Exactly.
Venning will take a break, and back in for the first time in a while is Moses Flowers, as Banks will try to convert this and give the Bonnies a 2-point lead. Excuse me, we'll tie it up at 61.
Venning was a force. Right, so now let's see if VCU can take advantage while he's out of the game getting a blow, because he was tough to score on in the paint.
61 all, 2.5 to play. Nelson.
And staying close, not letting him have it on the drive. Tough shot.
Seal in and out. Evans with the rebounds.
I'd like to see a drive action kick, even though they're staying close. There's a timeout by Mark Schmidt. Good timeout. Great game, though.
2:11 to play. Timeout called by St. Bonaventure. They've got 2 left. VCU the same. We're all square. Tied up at 61. VCU had a 20-point lead at one point. Each team has 2 timeouts left. 8 team fouls for VCU, 9 for St. Bonaventure, and the possession arrow belongs to the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure's defense has really stepped up in the second half.
It certainly has, and the anchor is Venning. He's just done a tremendous job of being in the right place at the right time. Chad Venning is, and then the awesome athleticism. And you know what they've done? They've hustled. They've taken away shooters. They've rotated very actively. And they're winning the hustle game, Tom. The other thing is second chance points, 14-3. Paint, 30-18. They're winning the hustle game, and they're taking away the three-point line.
But really, that's the number, the three-point shooting, because in the first half, VCU was 10 of 15. In the second half, VCU was 1 for 10.
But it always equals itself out. They're not going to make threes the entire game.
Adams Woods gives it up to Pride. They look in at Venning. VCU's definitely helping.
Yeah, doing a great job of fighting him, and Bonaventure doing a great job of not allowing him to have a clear path for a pass.
Adams Woods out of control. In fact, the shot, he released it from behind the backboard. It'll be a traveling violation.
You see Ryan Odom going offense, defense. You see here driving. Toby Wall doing a good job, and then Bonaventure getting his hands in, digging. But that's subbing. Now they put in Kwani, and then at that time, Mark Schmidt, he brings in Evans as well, because they're trying to pick and pop with Venning if he's guarding Kwani.
There's the foul trouble. Shulga has 4. Isan Bus has 4 also. Shulga dribbling down to the corner. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get it to Jackson and let him drive the basketball. Size advantage.
Shulga over the top and doesn't get the roll, but he'll get a couple of free throws, and the foul on Flowers.
Went a la Villanova, big guard on small guard, just backing him down. Post-ups are post-ups. Doesn't always have to be bigs. It's all about having an advantage. Verticality, just moving in a little bit, knocking him off his mark. Fans don't like it. Good call, though.
Shulga's got 24 points. He leads all scorers. The Bonnies have 4 scorers in double figures. VCU the same. And Shulga with a rare miss.
I think he's tired.
Well, 86% from the free throw line. He does not miss often.
And he's been sprinting all game long, been forcing him to play defense. They're in his shirt everywhere he goes. He hasn't been able to get loose for a three-point shot. I think he's tired. His legs are tired.
For the lead. He makes that one 62-61, 1:29 to play.
What college basketball is all about, it's almost February.
Yeah.
And these teams are locked in.
And they have to be.
Yes, bunch of tight games. Tough shot.
But an offensive rebound again by Pride, and the foul on VCU.
That's what it is. You see Coach Ryan over shaking his head like that is the game. You have to give them a one-shot game because St. Bonaventure's best shot is the second shot. I mean, they're shooting it to miss it, to get the rebound.
The foul is called on Nelson. And it will send Pride to the line, 83%.
It's just been uncharacteristic of a VCU team that's played great defense. St. Bonaventure, got to give Mark Schmidt credit. Went in and talked to his team at halftime. They're out toughing the Rams right now.
First free throw is good. It ties it up at 62. Quanti will check in if there's a make here by Pride.
Let's see if it's like they're bringing him back. Let's see if Mark Schmidt's going to sub as well.
He makes it, and now Quanti will come in. Lawal will check out. This is the normal rotation for VCU. Offense and defense out.
Yep, they're taking out Benning because they don't want the pick and pop action with Quanti. So now they got Evans on him, another long athlete.
Yeah, Evans is solid defensively. He can play all 5 positions.
I mean, look for Zeb Jackson to get some type of driving angle to the rim. Somebody's going to have to create something because they're going to switch every single thing.
Shulga up top for Bonaventure for 3. No good. And the rebound is taken down by the Bonnies. 1 minute to play, and the Bonnies have a 1-point lead.
I just don't like that shot.
And Mark Schmidt calls a timeout. We'll be back. Hang on, folks. This was a 20-point game at one point, but it's still in the balance. Our game resets. St. Bonaventure with the lead, 63-62. Mark Schmidt called the timeout, so he's down to 1, Chris. As a coach, what is he trying to design? And then subsequently, what does VCU got to do on the defensive end to get the ball back?
Listen, we know where the ball's going. The ball's going to either go inside to Chad Benning, or they're going to have him set a ball screen for either Flowers or Banks to create some situation where they can get Benning rolling to the rim or give those guys an advantage drive going to the rim. On the other end, I mean, I thought that was a terrible shot by Bonaventure.
It's not a good shot.
Exactly. I mean, they're in the bonus. Spread everyone out, move the basketball, and drive and force the ref to blow the whistle. You're a team that shoots 77% from the free throw line. You know? I mean, I know he's a great three-point shooter, but still, in that situation, drive the basketball.
All right, VCU just used the timeout. That's because they wanted to get the wall in the game, but they didn't get him to the scorer's table in time, so the officials wouldn't let him in the game. So that's why Ryan Odom used one of his last 2 timeouts. All right, so now each team is down to 1 timeout left. Possession hour belongs to St. Bonaventure. VCU had to use that timeout because they didn't get the wall in time, and they want him in defensively.
Yes, and hopefully that doesn't come back to burn them, having to use that timeout. But as you mentioned, they definitely want him in the game guarding Benning. Now, he has 4 fouls, and we'll see what happens. They throw it inside to him. And I think Benning should just be aggressive and force the ref to blow the whistle, but they're going to trap him nonetheless.
All right, so Adams Woods will inbound to Banks. St. Bonaventure up by 1, trailed it by 20 at one point. With 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, St. Bonaventure does not need to overthink it. Exactly, going to that ball screen.
Banks, little hesitation, goes up. No foul is called. Isambush doesn't realize where the clock's at. The 3 is no good. And Shulga with the rebound. That is a tough pass. Jackson comes up with it, then Nelson. And now 25 seconds left.
Oh, he traveled.
He sure did. Bonaventure going up as it's stripped away by Benning.
Wow.
Shot clock's off. They got a foul.
Unbelievable no call. Wow. I think there were 2 calls. I think Zeb Jasper got fouled as well.
He did.
That is a foul.
Right there, that's a foul.
I'm sorry, that's a foul. And maybe because he traveled, but that's no way you can have, I mean, Benning body blocked him.
St. Bonaventure has led in this game for 1 minute and 33 seconds. That's it. And now Adams Woods will go to the free throw line, 86% for the year. 1 for 2 today. And he makes the first one. Now again, even if he makes the second one, and if his prayers are answered, then it's still just a 1-possession game.
It is, but they're up 3, and we'll see what kind of strategy. Maybe Mark Schmidt calls timeout. He has 1 left. and says we can foul him to get to a certain point. Yep, they calls timeout.
Yeah,
so
now
they're going to talk about
that's the thing. Does he foul? 18 seconds left. We'll be back in 1 minute. Well, there are some that may have taken that shirt off at halftime the way things were. It was a 20-point lead for VCU, but now St. Bonaventure is a 3-point lead. All right, Walk, you were talking about this. Foul?
foul.
All right, how about this? All right, ready? Ready?
Good.
Was there a travel here?
Foul. Foul. 3 fouls.
Well, they eventually called it, but they called it on VCU. So it's a 3-point game. St. Bonaventure will go on defense, and this is the old adage in college basketball. You're up 3. There's 18 seconds left. If you're Mark Schmidt, at what point, if you do you foul?
It's definitely under 10 seconds. I would say right around 8 seconds. The thing you got to be careful of, you don't want to foul on the 3-point shot, but you want to foul too soon, right? Because then you have to go make free throws and give them another chance. But again, the same strategy will still be employed if they don't make their free throws. But we'll see what happens here, what they decide to do.
Well, they get it in Nelson. He almost lost it. Now Shulga.
They're going to switch every single screen.
Across the timeline, Bonaventure for 3, and no good. The rebound, though, by Jackson. Pinballs around. He slaps it out. They go to 3 for Nelson. Nelson's 3, no good. And Banks comes out of the pile with it. It's St. Bonaventure down 20. Wins it by 3.
What a game.
And now the officials are saying they're going to put 0.2 on the clock.
They got a great look. Bama still got a really good look as well. Great job by Zeb Jackson. And then look at the kick out by the wall, just wide open.
So it'll send Banks to the free throw line with 0.2 of a second left.
What a turn of events.
Amazing.
That's why I say basketball is a 40-minute game. A 40-minute game. Tom, let's go back to what I said. They made 10 threes, and they were only up 13. I said that. Yeah. And look what happened.
Well, right there, that's the money shot right there for St. Bonaventure. 0.2 of a second with down 3. Little different story. 67-62. VCU will inbound.
Tough loss.
Up 20. They lose it by 5. 67-62. There's certainly life in the Reilly Center, and the Bonnies proved it tonight.
Where all win streaks come to die. Once again, the ghost of the Reilly Center strike.
VCU had won 11 straight on the road, and they lose it tonight, 67-62. And with that, St. Bonaventure, with the victory, climbs to 500 in the league, 13-7 overall. VCU, meanwhile, falls to 5-3 in the league and 13-8 overall. VCU didn't have a great look from Bonaventure, but certainly did. Yeah, they got him open, but certainly did by Nelson.
Right here, you see a great presence of mind by the wall to throw it out. He could have made an extra pass, but he was so wide open.
Well, this is a 20-point game. Walk. I mean, pretty amazing to see what St. Bonaventure was able to do.
Give St. Bonaventure credit. They did it in the mud. They stopped them from 3, and they played the hard hat game. Lunch pail. Did it with offensive rebounding and doing it in the paint with Vinning. Tremendous job by Mark Schmidt and his group.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. The offensive rebounding, particularly in the second half, in the first part of the second half, proved to be pivotal.
Yeah, it was about physicality. That's what this game came down to. He implored his team at halftime. I knew it was going to be a different game in the second half because you can't make 10 threes in the second half as well, and they were going to have to fight. Sean Bairstow probably hurt them not being available.
Well, pretty impressive to see what St. Bonaventure was able to do tonight. They were down by 20 with 2 minutes to play in the first half. They went into the locker room, had whittled it down a little bit, but then in the second half came to life. They only led for about 2 minutes of this entire game, and they pull out the victory over VCU.